Welcome to The Clown is Down, where you can get mad at us for our opinions. This is Keith.
And I'm Pete.
And in each episode, we will be bringing out our innermost feelings about a wide variety of subjects, from action figures to crosswalks,
Movies to beluga whales.
So sit back and give us a listen.
Remember, we're doing this for you.
Double remember, it's just an opinion. Hey, welcome to The Clown is Down. This is Keith.
And this is Pete. And tonight we're talking villains.
80s villains.
Yeah, specifically villains from the 1980s. Specifically cartoon villains from the 1980s. It'll all make sense shortly.
So just stay tuned.
Gadget.
Gadget.
Yeah.
Gadget.
And don't forget to follow Clown is Down on Instagram at Clown is Down, all one word, no spaces. And like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Give us a nice rating, give us a star or a check or a whatever. Make sure you do that wherever you get your podcasts so we can do more cool episodes like this. I mean, we're gonna do more cool episodes like this regardless, but we just want the likes.
No, but you had we were talking a few weeks ago. And you had this cool idea about
I had a thought.
A thought.
Something bubbled up in my head, and we're gonna bring it to life.
And we started to talk about, we're like, stop and let's record this conversation and then and share it with the world, and just
we're gonna birth my thought. Okay, so I had this thought pop in my head. And we discuss a lot of stuff on the show, and we discuss a lot of pop culture stuff. We're you and I are both children of the 80s, and we focus a lot of our stuff on that. We come back to that a lot. And I started thinking about cartoon villains of the 1980s and how just over the top they all were, and what would happen if they all existed in the same universe. And they all decided to work together to achieve a common goal. What would the hierarchy of that group be? Who would be in charge? Who would answer to who? So I started going over this kind of scenario in my head, and I kind of brought up a Dr. Strangelove war room type scenario where they're all sitting around this table. And they're all equally tall and equally strong, I guess, their strengths. I want to take that away, of it and make them all on an equal level, except for like their brains and personalities. I guess that's what I'm basing this on. Which of these villains would lead this group, would take them on to greatness? What would their goal be? How would they achieve it? What would each of the villains, I guess, kind of roles be in this group,
Who would be in charge?
Right. Who's the boss? Who's the number two? And we're not talking about all the other characters from the show. We're talking about the villains, the main villains from these classic 1980s and some 90s and maybe some 70s cartoons that we all know. The big pop culture icon villains. We got a list. You came up with a list.
Yeah. So when you said all that, I was like, my brain started churning, and I threw together a list because I was like, okay, so I started really thinking about it. I'm just gonna pick a handful to make it easy and to make it fun, just to keep it simple.
Right, because there were so many cartoons in the 80s. But then there were A teams and B teams, so
definitely
we're talking about the A team, the top performers here.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and run down this list of like the ones I've chosen, and then I'm in no particular order.
All right.
And I will throw in some honorable mentions at the end. And
I think we both have some honorable mentions.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. So the original people that would probably
we're talking about the ones that are going to be sitting around this war room type table. All right.
They're going to be sitting there, and in no particular order. Let's just say Mum-Ra
from
Thundercats. Cobra Commander.
All right.
I wanted to put in Serpentor. Yes. I'm gonna come to that.
All right. Yeah,
it's gonna have a point. It's gonna have a point.
All
right. Miles Mayhem.
Great name. From
Mask.
Mask.
Skeletor. Megatron.
Megatron.
Okay, so
I think those are definitely the big
that's the
ones.
ones that are the big ones. Those are the big
Yeah.
ones. Now, honorable mentions I had on here because I was just thinking about it.
Now,
and I
are
was
we
going
saying that these honorable mentions are going to be sitting at the table, or are they like could they be at the kids' table?
they could be at the kids' table,
Okay, all right.
and like it's like not even because they're really. I'm just gonna say some names here:
All right.
Emperor Zarkon from
From
Voltron,
yeah,
Doctor Claw.
Gadget,
I'll get you,
Gadget.
Gadget.
There it is.
I love doing
I
that.
can't do it right
The
now.
whole reason why I wanted him was just so I could say it. Just like
I can do it like after a night of drinking. I can wake up in the morning and do the Dr. Claw, but I
I'll
can't do it right
get
now.
you, Gadget.
And I just wanted to say Shredder, just to throw it out there, just so have some Ninja Turtles in there.
I think we could add Shredder to the big table. I think we could add him to the table.
All right.
But we'll go over it. You know,
Yeah.
that's why this is a discussion. This is an open forum. So, well, it's not an open forum,
But so anyway, that is what we're going to be talking about tonight.
okay.
All right.
And again, to be clear, we're not talking about who can punch the other person in the face and take over the group. You know, we want these guys. In my mind, my scenario is these guys are trying to get together and form a group so they can achieve their initial goal. Now, as we kind of touched on, you and I, when we were talking, these guys have different goals. You know, some of them don't even live on the same planet. So we got to kind of narrow down what the group's goal is or what each goal of these individuals are. Do you, let me ask you a question before we get started. Do you have a front runner in your mind?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. So I kind of have two that are kind of neck and neck.
So I definitely have a front runner. I basically have a president and a vice president. And
okay,
like,
yeah. Me, I think I have that
yeah.
too. And they keep in my mind, they keep switching. They keep switching.
No, mine's
You're surprised. I think I know what you got. I think we're
yeah,
probably pretty close.
Yeah.
But so and again, to be clear, we're basing this on the cartoons. I know a lot of these individuals, they go off on their own lore, and there's comic books, and we're just kind of basing this on the 1980s cartoons personalities, or from what we remember of it. Now, you said that you took this list and you went through each of their wants. What each one of these guys want.
Okay, so this is just quick quick grab here on like looking at what they want and things that things that I remember. So for the most part, a lot of them want to rule the world or the universe, but
well,
not really.
That's a big jump. I'm ruling a world and ruling a universe.
Yeah, but yeah, it's one. It goes from like I want to rule the world, and eventually the universe.
Right.
Some BS. Like anyway, like for Mumra, his goal is to destroy the Thundercats and ensure his world remains under his control.
Okay,
that's all he wants.
To be fair, I was never a big Thundercat guy. Like never my jam. I mean, they came on.
Yeah.
I probably watched the cartoon 1,000 times just because that's what we did. I'm not that familiar with it. Why? Do you know why he hates the Thundercats? Is it just because they're good and he's bad, or are they in his way and they're protecting the cat planet they live on? Or and I'm just saying that as we understand that this imaginary council is going to take place on a planet. We'll assume it's Earth, and call it that. So Mumra, he wants to take over the planet. Or he wants to rule the planet, which again, we discussed this as well. It's not all it's cracked up to be. Ruling the planet is a tougher job than I think a lot of these guys really kind of, I don't think a lot of them want it. I think they like the fight of getting to that. So he doesn't like the Thundercats because they're the good guys and he's the bad guy, and they've got to they gotta hate each other because the Thundercats are in his way.
Pretty much. I can't. I'm trying to remember now. Like because that was like one of those ones where I don't know. I think I enjoyed it more than He-Man.
Well, that's a given.
But I'm now that as soon as you said that, I was like, wait, why does he hate the Thundercats? I think I didn't had to have a villain.
Yeah, I think I didn't watch the Thundercats because it was so similar to He-Man,
Yeah.
and I just did not like He-Man. It was still they just seemed too similar for me
Yeah.
to really get on. I couldn't really get into it at all. So Mum-Ra is pretty low on my
Yeah,
personal
he's
list.
definitely, to me, he's B team material.
For me
he's
personally, Mum-Ra's at the kids table. I'm
so
not Team Mum-Ra. I don't think he's got a focused goal other than taking over Cat Planet and just not liking the Thundercats because they're the good guys and they want peace and justice and blah blah blah. And yeah, that'll be a running theme, but that's I just don't like Thundercats. So I'm putting him on the B team. Like he was an old skeleton and he came out and like would do his like Wonder
no,
Woman
he was
commercial.
wait,
Yeah,
who?
and then
He
he
was a
would
mummy.
get buff. Yeah, but he would come out and
Yeah.
be skinny in his like mummy wraps and then would like turn into
Yeah.
this big buff dude. I'm like, well, why don't you just be buff all the time, man? If you're trying to take over the world, just be the buff guy all the time. If you got to rest, maybe you're not the best guy for the job.
Yeah.
Kids table with Mum-Ra for me.
Megatron.
I think there's a better Decepticon, but
Megatron.
Megatron.
He wants to conquer his home planet of Cybertron and the rest of the known universe.
Okay, so he has lofty goals.
He's got goals. He's got vision.
He does, and he's got the bravado, and he's got the followers. He's really only got, and this is what Transformers was second tier for me as well. I was a G.I. Joe Star Wars guy growing up, and Transformers, while I had some, they were always kind of second tier toys for me. But I always liked Megatron because he had followers that were like very loyal to him. He wanted to take over Cybertron, but I guess he wants to take over the world now, or the galaxy. He had loyal troops. So he had the leader quality that Mum-Ra obviously didn't have. And a few other of these people just don't have. He seemed like a leader type.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he would listen to subordinates who maybe had some good ideas, whereas, a lot of these guys had egos and wouldn't listen to anybody. They were the only right ones, but
he could back it up.
Yeah, he listened, and he's a gun, he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna transform and shoot you if you don't do it.
He has the power, he has the foresight, and
didn't he do it on the cartoon? Didn't he take over Cybertron? Wasn't like that was the whole thing? Like he was on Cybertron for a while, and the Autobots were on Earth, and then he decided to like go to Earth, and just like that's when he decided to, all right, I did this, now I'm gonna go take over the rest of the thing. I mean, I'm sure I'm wrong about a lot of this. We're gonna get a lot of nasty grams.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
But he seemed to accomplish some of his goals, which a lot of the other people on this list, I don't think they can say that from week to week on their episodic cartoon / commercials.
G.I. Joe and Transformers kept like whichever one was in my hand was my favorite.
Now the cartoons, yes, I was always interchangeable with the cartoons. I really did enjoy the cartoon. The toys for me just
I love the Transformer toys.
They were great. God. They were good. They were good to think about. That's what we had for toys when we were like 8, 9, 10 years old. We had these awesome things that would like they were well built and would like transform. I mean, look, I got a car, I got a jet, and now it's a robot with this kick-ass gun. And they were pretty cool, man.
So then the next one is Cobra Commander. He wants total control of the world's governments, people, wealth, and resources.
See,
so he's very detailed. He's detailed. He knows what
he is detailed. I don't understand. I'm a big G.I. Joe fan, and but I never understood the loyalty to Cobra Commander because he didn't always accomplish his goals. I think it was cool that what he wanted was to take over the governments. He didn't like necessarily want to take over the world and have like his tanks rolling down the street. He wanted to control governments, like that. He wanted to be the guy behind the guy. And I always thought that was an interesting concept. So I kind of like that.
We'll move on to the next one because we're going to stick in G.I. Joe land here. Serpentor.
Serpentor is...
He just wanted to take complete control of the world.
Yeah. He was built off of the old leaders,
And see, And here's
that.
here's the difference I see between them two is he just wants to take control of the world. That's the only thing I'm reading about in there.
Yeah, he
And
doesn't even know.
remember, my
He doesn't.
research on this is just quick grab, like blah blah, what I can remember and what I
I want,
read really quick.
I want to say it's G.I. Joe Marvel issue 47, maybe.
Yeah, I know.
I think like that's like he was built
Yeah.
from all of these
Yeah.
great warriors and leaders, and he doesn't even. I think he doesn't even really know why he wants to take over the world. He just knows it's ingrained in him.
Yeah.
I have to take over the world, and I'm going to use brute force to do it. Where Cobra Commander's like, look, dude, I got this good thing going. I set up this whole town. I've got this corporate entity. You know, I've got these punk rockers working on the backside doing stuff. Let me handle it. You know, I got to deal with this army group here, but if you'll let me keep working on this, look, I got us an island. I have a town in Illinois, and you know all this other stuff. And yeah,
no world.
I know. So for me personally, Serpentor, kids table, Cobra Commander, big table. So where would you put Serpentor?
Oh, he's definitely at the kids table, man. Like he's like he had his lack of vision as a leader is more of just a brute force.
Right.
Just doesn't see him like lasting long.
Right. He showed up, had a couple of quick victories. Everybody rallied behind him, but then after that, it just
fizzles.
Yeah, it fizzled out. And Cobra Commander's still there. He's still at the end of it. He's still kind of. I think they kind of made him a little too much of a bumbling oaf on the show, but yeah, it's a cartoon. What are you gonna do?
All right. So now we're moving on to Skeletor. And his goal was to conquer the fortress of Castle Grayskull, where he can gain more power and then conquer Eternia and the universe.
Okay.
I think he has vision.
He's got
goals.
He
wants his house goals.
Back. Yeah, the Skull Death House is
the skull that belongs to him.
Definitely is.
And he wants it back. He gets his power, and then he can have his Eternia. But then he's like, well, you know, after I get that, I know that I'm gonna want more. So let me go on to the universe.
He's got like a 5-year plan. So I can he's like, I have to do this, and then I have to. All right, I hate He-Man.
He's at the big table.
But yeah, I say big table. Yeah, Skeletor can be at the big table. I say as long as he doesn't talk. That's Skeletor can sit at the big table.
So then next we're going on to Miles Mayhem. All he has is a deep desire for wealth and power. He doesn't. It doesn't sound like he really gives a shit. Like, well, he just wants money and power.
And I think the guys with him just want wealth too. I don't think they're in it for the long haul. Hell, they don't even want to take over a town. They just want to get paid.
Yeah, they're just kind of like.
So unfortunately, I think we got to put
Miles Mayhem
the leader of Venom. I think he's got to be at the kids' table. I think he does.
Well, not even. I don't even know if he'd be at the kids' table because I don't.
Would they even let him in the room?
I think he just.
I mean, really,
he's kind of like a. It sounds like he's more of a bounty hunter for the.
Not even like just a hired thug. To be honest, I mean, he's got a neat ride, but sorry, Miles, I don't think you make the cut. Yeah. I don't think you even get in the door.
Now, Emperor's Archon, which is I just wanted to put Ultron in there because I love Ultron.
I don't know if they even let him in.
All he wants is his Black Lion back. I mean, that's
fair because Black Lion was the coolest lion. I mean, to be fair, Black Lion was the cool. Yeah, but Red Lion's going to be the leader now. Black Lion shows up, and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Because now I'm pulling out my favorites, like as a kid, but Star Blazers.
Star Blazers.
But that's just that one's the whole. That's too
like
much.
Macross and all that.
That's just too much. I mean,
those got very involved. Those were like soap operas. I think those shows were above our heads.
I bet anything after this table's put together or whatever, that's when you would probably want to include Star Blazers in because they'd be showing up going, whoa,
yeah.
What is this going on here? Because they seem like they'd be the universe police.
Yeah. Then that's getting into like Japanese cartoons and all of their villains and stuff. And
but anyway,
we're keeping this pop culture centric.
The next one would be
Claw.
Just
I think he just
leader of Mad.
I know.
Well, he has he wants to take over the world too, but I think they'll be like, dude, shut up.
Yeah, he's he can't beat one guy. You know, it's you know what? I want to take over the world, but you know what? My checking account's in the way, so I think I'm right there with Dr. Claw. You know, it's
I'll get you, Gadget.
he's
He just,
foiled.
I love that.
What was his cat's name?
Kitty.
I don't know.
Did they ever mention the cat's name?
I don't know. Let's look that shit up.
It was Penny and Brain.
Penny,
That was
Penny
the
and Brain.
They had the
Then there was Mad. That was he was the leader of Mad, which either stood for mean and dirty or malevolent agency of destruction.
Did you ever see what he looked like?
No.
Don't look it up.
It's just his hand.
You'll be so no, they actually
Oh, they did?
Yeah, don't look it up. You will be so disappointed. I'm not even going to tell you what he looks like. Listeners, do yourselves a favor, don't look it up. You'll be disappointed. Don't blame me if you look up Dr. Claw and you're like, "Oh, that's it."
No, Dr. Claw's cat's name, and it gives me things that I don't need.
Just call it Kitty.
Yeah,
Kitty.
Oh, I looked it up.
Did you look up the picture?
Yeah.
Are you disappointed?
He looks like
don't say it. Don't say it.
Okay.
Don't say it. Let's just.
All right.
But are you disappointed?
Yeah.
Is it what you thought he'd look like?
No.
Yeah.
I always thought he would look like. Can I say what I thought he would look like?
You can absolutely say what you thought he looked
I
like.
thought he was going to look like Destro.
Yeah. Oh, so I didn't think that. I had a vision in my head of what he kind of looked like, and it was not that. Not that. They've made it.
Why can't I beat this one guy?
Yeah. This
I loved
like
him.
He was my favorite part. Robot.
Like,
yeah.
He just like sit there and like just like pet this cat, like staring at a computer monitor.
Maybe get out of your easy chair.
Yeah.
How about that,
just try.
Go do some legwork, buddy.
Stop watching TV.
Yeah.
So,
he's an internet troll. That's all he is. He's a keyboard warrior. Keyboard
commander.
So Claws with Miles Mayhem.
Shredder was the last one I had on the list, and but his only goal was just to destroy Splinter and the Turtles. So he's just like one-minded. Like he
just wants to kill a dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was that's I was hoping we'd maybe get some 90s stuff or something in there.
Gargamel?
But I think
no.
Gargamel. I think we have a good thing. We can have a quick discussion about this.
Okay.
Who's at the head of the table. So we've got Mum-Ra, Cobra Commander, Serpentor was out, Skeletor, and Megatron.
Yeah, I don't even know about Mum-Ra, man. I think it's down to
I think Mum-Ra's got the vision of the universe.
Yeah. Well, he just wants to ensure his world remains under his control. The Thunder.
All right, Mum-Ra's out then. Mum-Ra's out.
So we're down to Cobra Commander,
Skeletor, Megatron.
Yeah.
Those are just those three.
Yeah, just because Serpentor's a moron. Like
those are kind of the big three of
those are the big three
pop culture. Yeah. So that's kind of what I was initially thinking of. Now, I asked earlier if you had a front runner, and you said you had a potential leader, vice leader. Are any of these three on your list?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Me too. Again, and I think we're on the same page. I think everybody knows who we're thinking about. But okay, so how does it break down? These three guys are tasked with bringing the weight of their armies and their vision to this group, and everyone has a place in this group. So it's not like I'm the leader, you guys are gone. Everybody's got a place in this hierarchy. So whoever's the leader is going to control all of the armies and do what they need to do to beat the Joes, the Autobots, whatever. So how does it play out? So we've gone from this giant war room type table to maybe a small conference room with these three guys. And again, for our purposes, they're all same height, weight, physical skill level. They're all the same thing. Megatron's just not going to step on these guys and say screw it and go. I guess Skeletor can have. Does he have magic? I don't know. Does he have magic?
He does. I think he does.
Okay, all right. Well, whatever. I think when he gets a sword or something, I don't know. He's got a sword.
Connects it to the other half.
Okay, so how does it break down? How does this work?
Well, who are you asking me? I think?
How does the conversation start? They're all sitting at this table.
Well, I will say,
and all three of them are waiting for someone to speak.
I will say when they all three are in the room looking at each other, one of them clearly is looking at the other ones with no doubt whatsoever, thinking, "I'm in charge."
Megatron.
Exactly.
Megatron is looking at the other two, going,
"I'm in charge."
Yes, but I think Cobra Commander is the first to speak, and I think he's annoyed and I think he thinks this is a waste of time. What are we doing here? Clearly, I'm the leader. Let's just get this over with. I don't think he's got the wherewithal to read the room and kind of be like, all right,
I
settle
think,
down.
yeah, I think Skeletor would be the one that's like, no, I'm in charge,
Right.
but he has doubt, and he's like not like he is not like
I don't think Skeletor thinks he can do it.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm the leader, but he's gonna be button heads and Megatron. I think Cobra Commander would be the one to be in there going, okay, how do we get this going so I can eventually get y'all out of the way to
Right.
where I can be in charge. So he would be my vice president.
That's exactly what I was going to say
Yeah.
too. I was going to say that that he's got designs on the leader because of how Cobra works in the G.I. Joe cartoon. He is a kind of behind the scenes, and they do have a lot of scams where they run corporations and things like that. And they do go in and do backdoor stuff. Now, Megatron at this point has already won a war. He's already not only won a war, he's claimed the planet and moved his war to a whole nother planet at this point.
Like, yeah,
he's got the skill, he's got the respect of his warriors, and I think he knows how to do it. And this is just another planet on his way to the next planet. I don't think Skeletor can do it. I don't think he can do it. I think Skeletor's out. In my mind, Skeletor's out of the picture. I think it comes down.
Well, I think after he comes to the table, he gets kicked off the table. He's like, he's going to show up there.
They're like, thanks, but no thanks. Take your half of your sword. Who's this Prince Adam? He can't even figure out who his bad guy is. He doesn't even know because like he parts his hair on a different side. Oh, what? That's He-Man? Oh, yeah. He took his shirt off, ding dong. Of course he's He-Man, idiot. No, yeah, Skeletor, you're out, buddy. Sorry, man. And I think
Skeletor, you can sit next to me.
Yeah, go sit with Dr. Claw. Miles Mayhem's waiting outside to drive you home. I think Cobra Commander is. I think he lets Megatron run the show and plots
and
waits and bides his time. Because I think and I think I'm getting confused with like comic book Cobra Commander, where he's actually kind of cunning a little bit. And we're talking about the cartoon versions of these characters. Where they kept on the show, they kept portraying him as a bumbling fool. And I hate that because Cobra Commander does have this huge army. He's actually he's got this idea. He recruited all these people. He armed them. He built an army, and an idiot doesn't do that. So it's like, he's there. He got it. He kind of knows what he's doing, but he also knows, I haven't taken over a planet yet, and I haven't moved my war to another planet, whereas this guy has. I think I could probably learn a thing or two from him, and then when we're ready, I can bash him over the back of the head with something.
I could pull the plug.
Yeah, he would figures like he'd call Firefly and get him over here and sabotage him. I think all of that would be running through his head. I don't think he's necessarily killing them with kindness, saying, "Oh, you're so great at everything you do, Megatron." But I definitely says, I think he's like, okay, this guy can get it done here. He can get done what I want done. I can let him do that, and then when my time is right, I can figure out how to take him over. But I think Megatron. I think coming into this, Megatron was the clear winner. Far and away, he's the know-how, and I think he's the clear winner.
Oh, he's definitely in charge.
No dark horses in this fight. There were no other, we're not talking about all the Japanese cartoons and all that. There was some cool stuff. Gargamel's not coming out of anywhere and throwing a spell or. Now we very much did not include Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine in this because we wanted to keep it in the kind of the cartoony realm, because that's what had ran through my mind. I was basically playing a 1980s cartoon in my head while all this was going on, and I tried to think of a way to fit them in, and I was like, it just doesn't really work in this weird scenario that I had. Like in this scenario, Palpatine would come in because he was already running a galaxy, so. But somehow Palpatine returned
again.
That's a good Palpatine. That's a really good Palpatine. Do it.
Do it.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess both of our clowns would be down for Megatron.
Megatron and
I
Cobra
guess.
Commander and
Do you think?
second.
Do you think? Well, what's Skeletor's job? He's got to have a job. He's got to have something because if he made it to the big table, if we decided before our clown goes down, uh, what's his job? He's got to do something. We clearly picked our leader and our vice leader. What is Skeletor's position in all of this? They don't need a treasurer. What is
I don't
what is
know.
he?
I'm trying to think. What would he do?
The Minister of Magic or something?
He could.
I don't know.
He could sweep.
He could sweep.
You'll do that
So-
for me.
Do you think Cobra Commander could pull it off?
No, because I think he'd
No,
die
I don't-
before
I don't-
because
I don't think
because
he would.
there's a robot.
Well, again,
He's never-
I want to take
Okay.
that part out of it. I mean,
Okay.
that's
It's-
obviously a robot is going to live thousands more years. But in our little story, at any point in our story, do you think he pulls it off?
I bet you he would realize he would learn a bunch and he realize he's getting everything that he wants and he's got this power.
But
since
he's still
sick,
running.
as long as he doesn't let ego get to him. And
See, he
that's-
does have the ego.
as long as he doesn't got ego get to him, he'd be riding high. He'd be like,
Yeah.
dude, he goes, yeah, we're in power.
But that goes back to I don't think he wants to run the
Yeah.
day-to-day operation of ruling the world because, as we touched on before, that sucks. That's a lot of work. That is
Yeah.
when you're the ruler. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. People want to ask you questions.
Oh God,
you
all,
got stuff
all
to
the time.
do. Somebody's always wanting to talk to you. What are we doing about this? What are we doing? I don't know. Just kill him, I guess. Maybe.
It's
Yeah.
just like
It's a
didn't I
lot.
hire someone to talk to do that?
I ruled the world, so I don't have to answer these questions. But you still want.
How did you get in here?
Yeah, exactly. Kill him. Yeah. Yes, I think he does get what he wants. I think he's always got the designs on the crown, but leave it to Starscream. Starscream will screw it up. I think Cobra Commander would be really good at playing Starscream against Megatron. I think he would.
He would.
I think that would be good. I think it'd be fun to watch.
Make it happen.
Yeah, my clown is down.
Yes.
I think both of our clowns are down for the head of the table being Megatron and his right-hand man being Cobra Commander.
That's right. I am 100% with that.
That's right. That's what us two middle-aged white dudes decided on the internet. Our 1980s cartoon lore.
We said it, and so it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Oh God.
What is that? What's wrong with that?
Nothing. No.
Oh.
No. Two middle-aged guys talking about cartoons from the 1980s. It works. It works. I think it's going to catch on. It's going to be a big deal.
And just let's just the B team real quick. Just
Wow. Yeah.
the B team. Could you imagine what all them squabbling at the table, like who they're going? Well, guess what? I'm going to be going on to the big table soon. Yeah, I've heard they're going to invite me. And
I think they would. I think Serpentor would make a big deal about it.
Oh, he
but
would be.
I don't think he'd get called up because I don't think Cobra Commander would let him get called up. Miles Mayhem, not getting in. Mumra. I
think Mumra checked out. He just
I think
left.
he did. I think
went back to
he just left. He's like, I got cats to tend to. I got to feed them.
They're clawing up my planet.
You think we're wrong, or you think our clown should not have been down? Let us know why. Let us know why we're wrong, or you think we're wrong. Because remember, these are our opinions.
That's right.
Next time, Gadget.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Next time.
Don't Google the images of Dr. Claw. You will be disappointed.